Hello, my gorgeous people, human beings like me. How we doing and how we feeling today? Today is 17th of October 2021. We are 2 weeks away, exactly 2 weeks away from Halloween. I wouldn't say it's my favorite holiday, but that would be Christmas. Mariah Carey, uh, family, friends, all that jazz. But, Halloween is right up there. I didn't love it like all my life. Like there was a time where it was like awkward for me to dress up or I don't know, insecurities. But since we're bad bitches now, we're doing it again. I'm actually hosting a Disney themed Halloween party with my besties 2 weeks from now. So yeah, really excited for that. I already know who I'm gonna dress up as. I'm not gonna tell you once again. So today we're talking about Britney versus Spears. The documentary from Netflix. Um, Actually, first off, I just want to say that I discovered someone, Britney Stan. I don't know what they're called. I'm a Britney fan, but I'm not a Stan. Like, I've followed her like throughout my life since I was a kid, but I don't know everything there is to know about her. I actually dated a guy older than me that, he loves Britney, like with all his being. So, and I actually told him that I wanted him to appear in this episode, but well, I'm flying it solo, so yeah. What else? Okay, I was talking about a guy that I discovered. He's like an influencer, I believe. That he basically runs a Britney fan page, but it's like a really big deal, like within the Britney stance. So it's called Breathe Heavy, and the guy is named Jordan. I believe his last name is Miller, Jordan Miller. And I'm actually really happy because he's handsome, he's hot and sexy, and well, at least in my eyes. So, he actually replied to a comment of mine from this from Pop and Bob's IG account. And I'm not even kidding you, it was like 3 minutes after or 5 minutes after I like commented on his latest post. There was a post like, just him, just selfies from him or pictures. And it had nothing to do with Britney. I think no, it wasn't his fan page, it was his personal account. But yeah. So, anyways, going back to Britney bitch. So, what can I tell you about the documentary? Well, if you've seen it, or if you're familiar with the case, poor Britney. I mean, Britney has gone through hell and back like several times. Hang on. Just took a sip of my coffee, working man. Okay, so a little tired still. Just woke up, an hour ago. It's 8:30 a.m. from where I live, but well, it's Central Time. But anyways, okay, so Britney Spears. What can I tell you about what I already knew about the not the case, what about the what's the word, the conservatorship. Okay, yeah, the conservatorship. It's really, it's really really rough. Like that's an understatement clearly, but I don't know what else to say right now. But other than that, but she's what can sorry, I'm opening my Spotify. Just gonna open Britney's profile so I don't get lost in the shuffle, with the music. She actually jumped to the 129th most listened to artist on Spotify worldwide. So yeah, basically we can say that Britney has loyal fans like me. So yeah, let's see here. Okay, Britney. Okay, here we go. So Britney, okay. Well, going back to the Netflix documentary, um, what can I tell you if you haven't watched it or if you're not familiarized with the what is it called? The conservatorship. Because I have a lot of friends, not only this guy I dated, but I have a lot of friends who do know the story sort of like me. Like I knew the story sort of prior to seeing the documentary, but now after seeing it, I already know like the whole scope of it. I don't remember every single detail, obviously, but okay, where can I start? Let me just open my Netflix account real quick so I can bounce off of that. Let's see here. Okay, let me just take this. Okay, I'm just putting on mute real quick. Opening it up. No. Let's see, Britney. Okay, here we go. Okay, I have it right here. So let me read the synopsis real quick. Let me just see if we're still recording. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Zoom guys. This is not Zoom, but online classes and shit. Okay, so it says journalist Jenny Ellisque, I don't know how to pronounce that. Journalist Jenny Ellisque and filmmaker Aaron Lee Carr investigate Britney Spears' fight for freedom by way of exclusive interviews and confidential evidence. Okay, so, and this movie is investigative, yeah, for sure. Okay, so, yeah, and it actually says maturity rating TV, rated TV, no, TV, sorry, mature rating for mature audiences may not be suitable for ages 17 and under, so yeah. So parents out there, if you have children under the ages of 17, according to this, well, I've seen it and yeah, it's pretty rough. So I would suggest also to not show this to your kids or to your early teenagers. But yeah, so because the subject matters are really rough. But anyways, so what can I tell you? I've been saying this like for 5 minutes. Still sleepy, but okay, here we go. Where do I start? Okay, so first off, the conservatorship it lasted from I think 2007 when Britney had her infamous mental breakdown, and which is really unfortunate, obviously, like when she shaved her head off and the paparazzi wouldn't leave her alone, you know. So that's where it all started, basically. I think that's something many of us know already, like prior to the documentary, if you've seen it, like me. What else? Okay, so where do we go from there? So yeah, basically that's where it started. But I mean, here's some really fucked up things that Britney's dad, who is pretty canceled by now, obviously, couldn't let her do. He didn't let her have children. He didn't let her get married. He didn't. What else? She couldn't she had cash, like spare cash with her, but she got to ask for permission to spend it, and on what to spend it, how to spend it, when to spend it, and also like if I don't know if she wanted, like they mentioned in the documentary, like if she wanted a burger, like she needed to like call for someone on the conservatorship like team committee, whatever, and they had to approve it. So they had to approve, like, yeah, you can go to the burger joint, but if not, like she wasn't able to sorry, she couldn't eat that, like she had to do something else about it. So sorry there. What else? What else? Like she got no human rights, basically. She got no basic human rights. What else could she not do? I'm not gonna Google it. I'm just gonna say it at the top of my head from what I recall. Um, hmm. Well, basically, like this guy, Britney's dad, like also basic. I think that's something that we all know prior to we already knew prior to the documentary. Britney's dad, being the head of the conservatorship, he was profiting from everything. He had Britney working like a slave, like literally, I'm a slave for you. Like if that's not foreshadowing, I don't know what is. Sadly, but yeah. He was profiting from every single thing, from the Vegas residencies that I actually went to. I forgot to mention that. I don't know why. It's really important. I went to the 2014. Well, I think it was 2014, 2015. But in 2014, I went to the Vegas residency. I think it was the Piece of Me World Tour or something like that. Something like that. No, not World Tour. Sorry, Piece of Me, the Piece of Me residency, something like that. Basically, it was a time when she got come out the year prior, 2013, with Britney Jean, which I should mention that I haven't listened to in its entirety. Like I've listened to the singles, obviously, but from Britney's discography, I can't speak. From Britney's discography, I haven't. Let me see Spotify real quick, and I'll tell you exactly what I've listened to. Because I haven't listened to anything. Like if you ask Geronimo, I'm sorry I mentioned his name, but the guy I dated. Let's see here. Discography. Let's go back to the very beginning. Okay. So, Baby One More Time. Haven't listened to all of it. Oops, I Did It Again. I have. What else? Let me like this real quick. Britney. Okay, I haven't listened to everything. But no, I haven't listened to every single track. But yeah, I like it. Like what I've listened to, I've loved in general from Britney. Let's see. In the Zone, I have listened to everything. Breathe on Me. Okay, Toxic. Okay, Blackout. Blackout is my all-time favorite Britney album, like by far. You want to know what's my top Britney track of all time? It's a single, but I'll count it. Give Me More. Give Me More, I don't know, it just gives me life. It makes me feel alive, makes me feel like a bad bitch. Like in the club, like pre-pandemic and shit. I feel like a bad bitch. It makes me feel like a really tough, fearless, fierce person, a fierce guy. So yeah, Britney, thank you for giving me this bop, for every single one of us for bringing this bop onto us. And I also love, my second favorite on this album is Get Back, and then Everybody. And also like Piece of Me, Radar, Break the Ice, Get Naked, I Got a Plan, Heaven on Earth, Freak Show, Hot as Ice, Ooh Ooh Baby, Perfect Lover, Why Should I Be Sad? And yeah, and there's also a Junkie XL dub from Gimme More. Yeah, this is by far my favorite Britney album. And I mean, sadly, this is the last album that Britney put out before all this happened, as you already may know from the documentary, or prior to that. Okay, so next, Circus 2008. We have Womanizer, Circus, what else? If You CK Me, classic. Mannequin, Papi, what else? Radar, which is a really good one, and Phonography and Rock Me In. I'm liking this as I go. Okay, Femme Fatale, how do you spell that? How do you pronounce it? Femme Fatale, I think. Okay, so we have Till the World Ends, Hold It Against Me, Inside Out, I Wanna Go, How I Roll, Drop Dead Beautiful Feet Savvy, which is actually my favorite track on this album. I think, rather should I say, I believe this is an unpopular opinion, but I love it. Like, I love that song. This is my top track on the album. What else? Big Fat Bass with featuring Will I Am. Sorry. Um, what else? Trouble for Me, which I also love. Criminal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, from the noteworthy songs in my eyes. Okay, so next, Britney Jean, which I haven't listened to all of it either. But okay, let's see what we got here. Work Bitch, Perfume, another will.i.am feature, It Should Be Easy, which I've never listened to that, honestly. Tick Tick Boom featuring T.I. Okay. I believe Britney from this time wasn't popping as much, as she used to. I think Femme Fatale was her last hurrah. Well, at that time, I know it sounds a little shady, but it's the truth. Well, at least in my opinion, from my criteria, sorry. And then we have the last album, Glory, the deluxe version from 2020. So we have Make Me featuring G-Eazy, which I love. Private Show, Man on the Moon, Slumber Party featuring Tinashe, sorry. What else? Liar, which is actually my top track on Glory, even with the deluxe tracks. If I'm Dancing, Mood Ring by Demand, Swimming in the Stars, and Matches featuring the Backstreet Boys. So yeah, that's basically her discography. I just went through all of it. And going through all of it, honestly, Britney is, as we say in Spanish, es una crack. She's really is una chingona. She is the baddest bitch around. Like, for some reason, what I meant to say is, there's a reason, rather should I say, there's a reason, a really damn good reason, why she's the princess of pop. She has been the princess of pop, and she still will be, and she will always be. She has that legacy. So, going back to the documentary, like, basically her dad didn't let her do anything. He was profiting from every single thing. So yeah, that's pretty messed up. Sorry, I can't speak. Obviously, that's pretty effed up. No one has any rights to have someone captive. Like, it's really, really messed up. I really feel for her. I mean that in a way, like, I'm really empathic. I don't know. I'm an empath. Sorry, I'm an empath. So, not just because I'm a fan. Like, I'm really an empath. So I really feel for her because, that's. I'm going back to the same thing, but that's really messed up. That no one should be treated like a slave. Like, she was crying. She was depressed because also she couldn't have kids. As I mentioned, she couldn't get married. And I'm so happy that Jay, what's he called? I'm not gonna say the name. Britney's father, whatever. He already got suspended, as many of you may already know. So that came after following the release of Britney Vs Spears. But yeah, Britney's dad got suspended from the conservatorship, and now Britney's free. She's free, finally. So Free Britney came into fruition. I was among the many people that supported that movement, obviously from day one. In my own way, tweeting, sharing posts, stories on IG, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Well, yeah, sort of, but yeah. And now doing this, this episode 2 is dedicated to Britney. So yeah, so Britney bitch. This has been Emilio bitch. This has been Pop and Bob bitch, and thanks for watching, bitch.